Hi there, this is James Palmer, author and editor and publisher of science fiction and pulp adventure. This is my first little introductory video. I want to do a couple of these here and there, different things, answer questions, talk about what I'm working on, do some tutorials maybe. We'll see how it goes. I wanted to open this up with some questions that I got from Facebook about writing and different things. So let's get started. Simon O'Laney asks, when you write, what does the narrator sound like, Charlton Heston or Morgan Freeman? That's a very unique question. I guess I kind of tend towards Morgan Freeman, although that can get me in trouble a little bit if I start thinking of a particular actor in my head as I'm writing. I want to use dialogue from one of their movies, so I kind of have to stay away from that. But great question, Simon. Thank you. Darren Bush asked, if you have a child or significant other who's interested in comics, how do you get them started? Can you go back and read the classics without having to spend a lot of money? You know, I have a daughter. I used to be really into comics and collected comics and just got out of it. I have a daughter now, so I'm probably not that gung-ho about her reading comics. If she gets into them, honestly, it will probably be through a media tie-in, something like My Little Pony, or you know, something like that. So it won't be necessarily superheroes. You know, she loves watching Supergirl and The Flash and stuff like that with me. You can go back and read the classics. Marvel has their Essential line, which sometimes you can find if you go to comic book shows. You can get them for, you know, discounts, 50% off, stuff like that. You just kind of have to know where to look. You know, check your comic shops. Look for back issue bins. Look for trades in there, that kind of thing. That's what I do. And also digital comics. They can be a slightly cheaper alternative, especially for individual issues. John Simcoe asks, what time of day do you most like to write, or do most of your writing, and why is it better for you? I work a day job, so I'm kind of shoehorned into writing at lunch. My ideal time would be kind of, I guess, first thing in the morning. Go ahead and get my 1,000 words in before anything else comes up that I have to do, or any life stuff that comes up, so that whatever happens, I've got it out of the way. But I'm kind of stuck doing things on my lunch hour, and then as I can on the, you know, in the evenings and weekends. He also asks, aside from the new pulp movement, who are some of your favorite authors? I love, you know, classics, H.P. Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard, Harlan Ellison, the late great Ray Bradbury. Living authors, I love Charles Stross, people like Robert J. Sawyer, who I'm privileged to have met. You know, there's a ton of authors out there, but those are kind of my go-to guys. And then he also asks, if you have free reign to write one pre-existing character, who would you write? That comes up a lot in New Pulp, which I'll probably do a video kind of explaining what that is later on. And I did get to write it. It was a character called the Spider, who's kind of like a crazy version of the Shadow. I did get to write him, but because of some rights issues with the publisher, I had to change the story into a Black Bat story. So I've kind of already gotten to write, um, a pre-existing character. Um, Now in comics, there would be a ton. Silver Surfer, Moon Knight, um, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man would be a lot of fun. Um, but as far as prose, I've kind of sort of done it, although no one will ever see that story in its original form. I had to change it to a Black Bat story. And he says, he asks, tell us about 3 movies you think are criminally underrated. I don't know about 3. Well, maybe I do. I thought the John Carter movie that Disney put out a few years ago was excellent. Better than the books in a couple of ways, particularly the ending. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. Disney dropped the ball on the marketing of it. They didn't really know what they had. They were more interested in acquiring Lucasfilm at that point. So that's a good movie. The movie Darkman, the Sam Raimi film with Liam Neeson, I think is just, it's pulpy goodness. And the Quick and the Dead, I don't remember how well it did. I love that movie. It takes all these Western tropes and kind of turns them on their ear. Gives you a female gunslinger, and Gene Hackman is excellent in it, and I love that movie. That's one of my favorite Sam Raimi films. And that's all I've got for now. You guys can check me out on Facebook and at jamespalmerbooks.com, mechanoidpress.com. Check out my Amazon author page, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Good night.